Some say Chinese is one of the most difficult languages in the world, and learning it is almost impossible.
So learning Chinese, the most difficult thing.
非常非常非常非常非常难
So I'm sort of tone deaf. I can't really hear them.
I think the cultural mindset is the biggest complication for
The
us.
grammar.
知吃思诗都很难
It's just complicated so much.
Only because you're not learning it in the right way. Why not try Takeaway Chinese, where you can take some Chinese away and experience progress day by day. Takeaway Chinese, we will promise you a difference.
你好，欢迎收听随行汉语 Welcome to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Fei Fei, and joining me today in the studio is, as usual, our Tony Reed.
Fei Fei, and
hello Tony.
Everyone. It's a pleasure to be here again as usual, and looking forward to learning a few more words today, and hopefully you guys will learn a little bit more with me.
Yeah, let's take away some Chinese today, and today will be about check-ins at airports.
Okay, something that we could probably all use.
Yeah, so Tony, have you ever traveled to any places in China? I guess you've been in China for quite a few years.
Yeah. I've traveled a little bit. Most of the time I've taken trains because most of the places that I've wanted to go are not that far away, but every now and then I have to step into an airport.
Yeah, me as well. And especially now, traveling by trains in China is really convenient. It's really easy and nice to be. No matter we're traveling by train or by air, we have to check in at the airport or at the railway station. And I know there are many English signs here and there helping passengers with limited Chinese to be able to mitigate around the station, but I think it would be helpful to know a few words in Chinese
of course.
To be able, right? To
I think
make
this will be very useful because, right now my airport lingo is, pretty shabby. So, it would be good to learn some.
And also for our listeners as well, if you want to know more about check-ins at airports or railway stations, please stay with us for 30 minutes and you will take away some of the phrases. Also, for more fun Chinese learning, you can also follow us on Facebook by searching Learn Chinese to watch many fun videos and live streams. But first of all, let's hear a little dialogue about checking in at airports.
你现在在哪儿？我已经过完安检了。
我还在值机柜台呢。我的充电宝不小心被塞进了托运行李。
充电宝得随身携带。
我正要把它拿出来，我的行李还超重了。
抓紧时间，改签会很麻烦的。我在登机口等你。
Okay, so Tony, what do you think of the dialogue?
Yeah, something that we could use. Again, there's a lot of vocab there that I'm not that familiar with. So, let's give it a try.
Yeah, let's break it down sentence by sentence. And first one is, 你现在在哪儿?
Oh, that's, so where are you right now? Yeah. So, 你, that's you. 现在, I think that's like right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then 在 is kind of like at or like location here, right?
Yes.
And nar, this is, I guess it could be, it's like nali or nar. It's kind of the same meaning.
It's
but
the
it
same
means
meaning.
Where, right?
Yeah, it means where. And nar is the northern
the Beijing
way.
Dialect,
你现在在哪儿? Do you still struggles with the in the end of
nar? Yeah, I'd rather just say nali.
Yeah, it also makes sense. 你现在在哪里? 我已经过完安检了。
So this is, I've already passed the security check. Yeah. So 我 is I, 已经 this is already. And then 过 I believe this is the kind of like the past tense, right?
过 is past, just like walking past.
Oh, past. Okay. And then 完 is I think 完安检. This is the security check, isn't it?
安检.
安检, this is the security check.
Yes. 完 indicates that the action, the verb before the one has been finished.
Okay.
过完 is I finished passing.
Okay. And then 了, this is also another past indicator.
Yeah,
right?
yes.
So yeah, that's a little
完了
confusing there because there's a few past tense indicators here, and it's more than one in the same sentence.
Well, you can understand the le together with the one. We have the verb, one, the noun or the subject, and then le. And one, something, le, means have finished the action before. 我还在值机柜台呢。我的充电宝不小心被塞进了托运行李。
So this is, I'm still at the check-in counter. I packed my power bank in my check-in luggage by accident. So this is 我 is I. 还 is like still, right?
Yes.
And then 在 is, in this context, means like at a location. And then 值机, if I'm pronouncing that right.
值机
值机. So that says, I think that's the check-in, right?
Yeah, yes.
And then 柜台呢? So 柜台 should be counter. So
Yes.
check-in counter. And then 我的, that's my. And then 充电宝, I think that's the power bank, right?
Yes, yes.
And then 不小心, this is the, I think that's an accident, yeah?
By accident.
So
不
小心, what does that mean?
It's careful.
Careful.
And 不小心 means
Not careful.
not being careful.
Okay. And then 被塞进. So 塞进, I believe that means like to put something inside of something.
Sort of stuffed inside or crammed inside.
Cram something inside.
塞进
塞进.
塞进
塞进. And 被, before that, I think that's to denote something. I think this is a past tense
Passive
marker again.
passive voice.
Passive voice.
Yes, because the power bank apparently cannot jump into the luggage. It's been packed inside.
Oh, was put in.
Yeah.
Okay, so this denotes actually that someone had this done or someone did this.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, interesting. So then this word means that this object didn't do it by itself. It was done by someone else.
Yes.
All right. So 被塞进了. So someone packed it away. 托运, I think this means to put something in. Is it luggage or?
托运行李 is the check-in luggage.
Okay.
托 is sort of like I asked someone. 运 is like transport. So you can understand it as the luggage that I ask someone to help me transport. Basically,
Checked
checking
baggage.
on the
Checked baggage.
checked baggage. You checked on the planes that you won't be carrying them with you.
Right, you have carry-ons that you take on the plane, and then you have the checked bags that you check, and they go under the plane.
Yeah.
You have to pay money for those a lot of times.
Yes, yes. And for checked baggage is 托运行李, but for carry-on luggage it's 随身携带行李.
Oh my goodness.
随身携带行李.
随身
携带
携带
行李.
行李.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to write that one down.
Yeah.
All right.
But you can find that in the next sentence. 充电宝得随身携带.
Somehow I thought that would be over, but it's in the next sentence. Okay, so this means you must keep your power bank with you. So this is 充电宝. I think that's power bank, right? And then we have, is this 得?
得.
This is need, yeah?
Yeah, need.
Okay, so we wouldn't say 需要 here. Or would 需要 work here too?
Yeah, sure would work here too.
Oh, okay, cool. 随身携带.
Yes, 随身携带.
Okay, so this is like carry on in a
Yes,
way, right?
carry it with you. And I know the English translation would definitely have the you must keep your power bank with you. But in this sentence, you don't really have to include 你.
Okay.
Here, you can just start with 充电宝得随身携带.
I wonder if you can also say 充电宝是随身携带.
的. You
The.
have the 的 in the end.
Oh, okay.
But that would be sounding a little awkward.
Really?
Yeah, it makes sense.
The power bank is a carry-on?
Yes, but basically 随身携带 here is sort of like a compound verb.
Okay.
And then we have an interesting sentence. 我正要把它拿出来，我的行李还超重了。
So this is, yeah, I'm taking it out. My luggage was over the weight limit. I think this happens sometimes when we go traveling.
Definitely.
So obviously the is an agreement sound.
Yeah.
And then we have 我正. And then so 我 is I and 正 is kind of like just. Right?
正要 is kind of like about to.
Oh, okay. So 正要 is about to. And then we have 把它拿出来, right? So 把, is that like a subject?
It was sort of like put it together with 拿出来 in the end.
Okay.
把 something 拿出来 means take something out.
Okay.
Yeah. So 把它拿出来 take it out.
In this context, 它 means it, right?
It, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds the same, in spoken language, but in written Chinese, the three tas are written differently, right?
它, well, what are the three tas? Because I know 它 normally indicates you're talking about he or she.
Yeah.
And then also it.
It as well.
And then what's the other one?
That's three tas.
Oh, he or she.
他, she, 他, he, 他, it.
Oh, okay. Cool. I thought there was another one I had to learn. All right, awesome. And then, so 出来 obviously here means to take out. Right?
Yes.
And 我的 is my. 行李, I think that's luggage, right?
Yes.
还 means still. And then 超重了. I think this 超重 means to be heavy, right? Or
overweight.
Overweight. Okay.
Yeah, because when it comes to checking luggage on planes especially, we often come into your luggage is overweight or oversized.
Yeah.
And that in Chinese are both can be called 超额.
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 Oh, 超额.
超 is excessive.
Okay.
Going above the amount. 额 is the amount. 超额. And that includes both overweight and oversize.
How do you say hungry?
饿了.
Okay.
And
that
here
sounds very similar.
额 is the kind of the amount
okay.
that we're talking about. And in this sentence, he or her luggage is overweight apparently, and is 超重. 重 is weight. 重. And if it's oversized, is 超尺寸.
超尺寸.
尺寸 is the size. So it depends on what problems your luggage has, and can be 超重 or 超尺寸. It's definitely something you have to check with the airlines before you go to the airport and check in and then realize you have to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for this.
太贵了.
Yes. 抓紧时间，改签会很麻烦的。
This is, you have to hurry. Rescheduling a flight can be a pain. Yeah. 抓紧时间. So I think this is 时间 means time.
Yeah.
And then 抓紧 means like hurry, right?
Look, 抓紧 is like grasp.
Grasp.
Tightly grasp. The four words together, tightly grasp the time you have. And together in this compound, you can understand is hurry up.
Make most of your time.
Yeah, hurry up.
Okay.
抓紧时间.
And then 改签.
改签.
Oh, 改签. This is to, I think, to reschedule the flight, right?
Yeah, to change the flight.
Okay. 会, is that will?
Yeah.
很, very. And then 麻烦. I think this is like difficult or troublesome.
Yes. 很麻烦的. 麻烦的 can be describing many things, I think. 我很麻烦. I'm a very troublesome person. Or 这件事很麻烦. This thing is very troublesome. And you can just put it after any noun or subject. It makes sense.
Okay.
In most cases.
麻烦 means a pain in the rear. Okay.
Yeah. And the last one is 我在登机口等你.
Oh, okay. That sounds like I'll wait for you at the boarding gate.
登机口 is boarding gate.
Yeah, well, Tai means I will or I am doing something. The 在 is kind of like the present continuous.
Yes.
Right? And then Dongjiko, as you said, is the boarding gate. And then Dong is wait. And then Ni is you. So
Yeah. I'll be waiting for you
be
at the
waiting for
boarding
you.
gate. Oh, sounds like they're in a hurry in this dialogue.
yeah, maybe on the phone.
Yeah. So do you have any questions about anything?
No, I don't think so.
So should we give it a try?
Sure. 你现在在哪儿？我已经过完安检了。
我还在值机柜台呢。我的充电宝不小心被塞进了托运行李。
充电宝得随身携带。
我正要把它拿出来，我的行李还超重了。
抓紧时间改签会很麻烦的。我在登机口等你。
You're listening to Takeaway Chinese with myself, Fei Fei and Tony Reid. We would love to hear from you. Send us your thoughts via email to learnchinese@cri.com.cn. And coming up next, let's learn how do you check in on your flight in Chinese. 如何办理登机呢？Welcome back to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Fei Fei and joined by Tony Reid. So, Tony, we had a little dialogue about someone who are possibly gonna miss his or her flight. And we definitely ran into some, I think, interesting language points here and there. First one would be very interesting, I think you also kind of struggles with, is 完了.
Yeah, 完了. I find that it means like to finish something, but when you're speaking, there's a lot of things that can be finished. For example, you're working on the computer right now. If I want to ask you if you're finished, that might be different from asking you if you're finished with your food or if you're finished working, or, you know, so in English, we use the word finished for a lot of different things, but in Chinese, it sounds like the word changes depending on the context, right?
I would say both yes and no.
Okay.
I think the Chinese way is much easier than in English when you're using finished, doing something, or finished
Really?
to do. Yes, I struggled.
Well, hopefully you can
with
open my eyes today.
For example, if you want to, I think we talked about this when you were at the gym and you want to ask someone if they finished using that equipment, it's 用完了, finished using.
Oh, 用
完了.
完了.
完了. Yes.
Or 还用吗?
还用吗? Are you still using
Are you
it?
still using it?
Or you can ask them, have you finished using it? 用完了吗?
用完了. So that means you need to learn more verbs
Yes.
to use that. That's why I say it's harder.
Yes, with the use of 完, you have to have a verb in front of 完 to asking if you finished that action.
Okay.
用完,
用
吃完,
吃完了. 完了吗?
完了吗? Yeah, 完了吗 would be the easiest way to ask any actions, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the computer that you're using now, I can ask you, 你用完了吗?
Yes. 你用完了吗?
Okay. So you finished using this.
Yes. And also, I think 完了 itself is a very interesting word, because often, especially in spoken language, you can hear someone using 完了 to express their feeling of despair. For
Okay.
example, 完了,我忘写作业了. Oh man, I forgot doing my homework.
Oh, I hear that, yeah, 完了 also means not just finished, but I guess it also means you forgot something, right?
It basically means that it's kind of a way to express your emotion at that time. And most of the time, that emotion is not very positive. It means something bad happened. For example, 完了,我忘了.
我忘了.
I forgot.
I forgot, yeah.
And that exclamation you normally have in English in the front you have different versions of that. But in Chinese, it can be 完了,我忘了.
Okay.
And also, it can go by the end of something. For example, 他完了, he's doomed.
完了. Oh, okay. That's not saying he forgot.
No, he forgot would be 他忘了.
Oh, Wang. So there's a G. So for Pinyin, Wang and Wan. Le.
Yeah, there is a 完 doesn't have the G in the end.
Okay.
Wang has the G in the end.
Okay.
W-A-N-G.
Okay, so hopefully our listeners out there can hear the difference because at first to me it sounded exactly the same, but there's a G, Wan, and then Wang.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. For a lot of English speakers, they do sometimes struggle with the N and the NG, the differences in pronunciation, right?
Right. Okay.
So 他完了 means he's doomed. For example, in a family,
He's finished.
yeah, a boy did something bad and his siblings would tell him, you are doomed, 你完了.
Okay, that works. In
Yeah.
English, it's simple. Like when someone says you're finished, that means that you're done.
Yeah, you're done. But also, 完了 can, like what we had in today's dialogue, 过完安检了, passed the security check, right? And they have the 了 and the 完 and the 了 separately. They have the 完 and something in between and then 了. It also makes sense. But also you can put them together as 完了 something else.
Okay.
For example, 我做完作业了.
我做完. So 做 means to like do, right?
Yeah.
And then 完 means finish. So I finished doing
作业.
作业. Is that homework?
Yes.
Okay. So I finished doing my homework.
Yes, 我做完作业了. But it also makes sense if you say 我做完了作业. If you move the 了
Okay.
in front of 作业, it still makes sense.
做完了作业.
I finished doing my homework.
That's one thing about Chinese that's a little complicated because you can smooth things around and it still works, but then sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, the rules in Chinese are not that much. It's both a blessing, I guess, and also a curse.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I want to say I finished work, can people normally just say 上班, right?
下班.
下班. But can you also say 我做完工作了?
Yes, perfect.
So that
太
works?
棒了. Yeah.
太棒了.
太棒了. So 完了, it's a versatile verb here. It's a versatile word here. It can follow a verb and that indicates the finished action here.
And then if I want to say dinner, how do I say dinner?
晚饭.
晚饭. So 我吃完. Oh, how do I say that?
吃完晚饭了.
So there's two ones in this
Yeah,
sentence,
yeah.
right? So 我吃完晚饭了.
I finished dinner.
Yeah.
吃完晚饭了. Wow, you have two ones here, but
Yeah.
still people would know. You're talking about dinner, 晚饭, and you just finished eating your 晚饭.
Okay. I think I can remember this. You just, as long as you know the verb, then you just put a 完了 at the end of it and it should be okay.
Yeah, 吃完了, finished eating. 看完了, finished seeing or
Seeing or
reading.
watching.
Yeah, or watching.
Or reading also.
Yeah, 我看完这本书了. I finished reading this book. So
Okay.
看 can be used in movies, books, or anything that you use your eyes for.
你看完了.
你看完了吗? Have you finished reading or watching or seeing or... So 完了 is an interesting one. And another one I think would be a little complicated is the use of 被.
Hey, yes, today we practiced that, and I think that that's necessary to note that something has been done
Yeah,
in the
past.
passive.
Passive voice.
Okay.
For example, 热狗被吃了.
如果被 吃了. So 如果 that's
hot dog.
hot dog, right? And then 被吃了, so the hot dog was eaten.
Yes. So 被吃了 is the passive voice here. Was eaten.
And off the mic, I asked you why we need that. Can't we just say 如果吃了? But that sounds like the hot dog ate something, right?
Yeah. That means the hot dog is the doer. But actually, it was the doer here is gone. Yeah. So when it comes to 被 sentence, the passive voice sentences in Chinese, it often indicates a negative feeling.
Okay.
Because apparently, for example, 热狗被吃了, you kind of can assume that it's being eaten unexpectedly. That someone did something bad by eating this hot dog. Maybe he or she eat the hot dog asking you, and the hot dog is your lunch. 热狗被吃了 would indicate kind of a little angry over here, seeing your lunch is eaten by someone unknown. So another example would be 我被他骗了. I was deceived by him.
骗了.
骗了 is deceived.
Deceive. So wait, 我被骗了. So that means that I, in the ta or the person that did it is not really mentioned here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you didn't know who did this thing, you can just omit the ta or the subject here. But if you know, it can follow 被. 我被他骗了, or that means I was deceived by him. And if you say 我被骗了, that means I was deceived, but maybe I don't know who did that.
Okay. So maybe I could say 我的茶被喝了.
Yes. And that means someone drink your
my
tea without your consent. And you're a little pissed over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Or if you want to say someone is arrested, 他被抓了. He's arrested.
他被抓了.
抓了.
Interesting. Okay. So when you don't know who it is, so 被 is kind of just means someone. Some subject that you don't have a definite knowledge of did something.
Yes, and it's often something bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds negative.
Sounds negative because we don't usually use passive voice in expressions in Chinese unless you want to sort of emphasize the fact. For example, someone has taken this action and some bad results has come out of it, and you want to emphasize that, you can use the passive voice sentences, like your tea is drank by someone unknown. 我的茶被喝了.
Okay.
And that indicates you are probably angry over there. 被甩了. You were dumped in a relationship.
Okay. 被甩了. Somebody was dumped.
Yes. Maybe that's useful for a lot of listeners out there. Hopefully not to yourself, but maybe you can see that with other friends and acquaintance. Someone is dumped. 被甩了.
But I think I understand how it's used. The 被 goes in the front, and then the verb
follows the 被.
Follows the 被, and then the 了. I think that explains.
But I think the use of 被 sentence, the passive voice sentence, kind of the same with English expression as well, because in English, passive voice sentence is also not kind of preferred unless you want to emphasize something with this sentence. Right? You normally won't be using this kind of sentence in your daily conversations. Normally, no. Yeah. But the 被 sentence can be really useful. And I think grammatically is something every language learners has to come across at one point.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, it's okay. But I think today we are talking about checking at airports and railway stations. And we had a few useful words in the dialogue like 安检, security check.
Right.
Luggage, 行李.
行李 or 行李?
行李.
行李, okay.
The second tone there.
行李.
And also we have 超重 overweight.
超重包
超重行李
Oh, 超重 Okay.
Yeah, that's overweight. 超重
And then what was the other one? The chong, the charger. What was that?
充电宝
Yeah, 充电宝. I think that's another one that's quite useful.
Yeah. Just remember you should keep your 充电宝 in your 随身携带行李
随身携带
行李
行李. Okay. Yeah, the carry-on luggage.
The carry-on luggage. And that brings us to the end of today's Takeaway Chinese. I'm Fei Fei with Tony Reid in the studio. For more episodes of the show, you can visit our website at radio.cgtn.com and go to the column podcast. You can listen to the show and read the script there.
Find us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and much more. Just search Takeaway Chinese. And if you like us, don't forget to follow the show and give us a rating. And we will see you next time.